But our top focus, days before the much anticipated T20 World Cup is set to begin, Pakistan has decided to boycott matches only against Team India, while clarifying that its participation in the tournament remains intact. Now, the International Cricket Council, the ICC, will hold a meeting in the next 48 hours, is what our sources are telling us. The governing body is expected to drop a verdict that might even leave the PCB in total isolation. Sources have told NDTV that ICC is contemplating imposing severe sanctions on Pakistan. Meanwhile, as per BCCI sources, Team India will travel to Sri Lanka on the 15th of February and follow ICC protocol. So nothing's really moved in terms of the schedule from Team India's perspective, from BCCI's perspective. They will practice as per schedule, they will hold the press conference as scheduled and reach the stadium according to time and wait for the match referee to call off that match. Despite the PCB echoing a government decision to boycott the India-Pakistan T20 World Cup Group A match on the 15th of February in Colombo, Team India will travel to Sri Lanka as scheduled following strict ICC protocol. It now remains to be seen whether Pakistan will be allowed to participate in the tournament starting 7th February. That is the big question of the hour. It's no longer about what Pakistan wants. It's about whether they will be allowed to even play in this tournament or will it be replaced by another team, as was the case when Bangladesh opted out. Let's just bring you some big reactions coming in.
ये बड़ा आईसीसी का स्टेटमेंट आया है जिसमें उन्होंने खेल भावना को लेके कहा है, तो हम पूरी तरह आईसीसी से सहमत हैं और लेकिन हम बीसीसीआई इस पर भी कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करेगी जब तक आईसीसी से हमारी बातचीत ना हो जाए।
जी बिल्कुल जा रहे हैं और वो हमारा डिसीजन नहीं है सर, उसमें हम कुछ कर नहीं सकते। वो जो हमारी गवर्नमेंट, हमारा चेयरमैन हमें बोलेंगे हमने वही करना है, तो वो जैसे कहेंगे हम करेंगे।
इसका कॉन्सिक्वेंस ये हो सकता है दैट जो ब्रॉडकास्टर्स है वो में भी पैसे चाहेंगे, जो लॉस है फाइनेंशियल का, मे बी आईसीसी जो फंडिंग होती है $35 मिलियन की, वो भी मे बी थोड़ा कम दे सकते हैं और जो 2 पॉइंट फिर इंडिया को मिलेंगे वो फिर पाकिस्तान का में भी मुश्किल हो सकता है सुपर 8 में जाना। सो ये काफ़ी कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस है, बट ये आई थिंक फाइनेंशियल लॉस सबसे बड़ी आई थिंक पाकिस्तान के लिए हो सकता है।
I think Pakistan जो गवर्नमेंट है या PCB है, they are all damaging their own cricket. It's not going to solve their problem. Someone has to be there to think right, End of the day, who suffers? Bangladesh is going to suffer, and you going to suffer because you hardly got only two votes, 12 other countries, they don't want to play with Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, some other venues, they want to play in India. So that's the thing,
Before we go to our guests and to our reporters on the ground on this very big story, I want to get for you the statement by the ICC. The ICC has, of course, slammed Pakistan's stand. Here are some of the excerpts from their selective participation undermines sporting integrity. They've gone on to say difficult to reconcile with global event principles. All qualified teams must compete on equal terms. Decision not interest of global game or fans, spirit and sanctity of ICC tournaments at risk. That's the ICC statement. Now, the clock is ticking for Team Pakistan, and here's why. Because the ICC, we're being told, will be holding a high-level meet within the next 48 hours. There could be sanctions also imposed on the Pakistan Cricket Board, is what we're hearing. Suspension could be an option as well. So all eyes on that meeting. Back channel talks, of course, on with Pakistan. All members, we believe, from the ICC board miffed at this point. So that's the latest we have for you. I want to now introduce our panel of guests and reporters to you. We have Boria Mazumdar joining us live. We have Rika Roy. We have Aditya Rajkol. We also have a guest this afternoon with us. We have Atul Vasan. We have Vedam Jaishankar also with us. Thank you for joining me here on Breaking Ground. I want to start with you, Rika, because I've just read your article that you've put out, and you've really hit the point here. In the modern cricket economy, some matches are bigger than trophies, you write. India versus Pakistan in a T20 World Cup isn't just a fixture on a schedule, it's the fixture. Now, this one really bankrolls the tournament, Rika. Just tell us about the impact financially and otherwise on the ICC, on the BCCI, on the Pakistan Cricket Board, and what this means for cricket in terms of the big picture.
We have been gathering the impact from various sources Vedika, a conservative estimate says 500 million US dollars, and that includes the broadcaster's fee, that includes the advertising fee revenue, that includes the gate fees, that includes the money that's spent by the fans traveling to the venue, that also includes the official betting sites. 500 million is a conservative estimate for this match. And yes, it bankrolls the entire tournament. Roughly 300 crore is what the advertiser is expecting to get out of the India-Pakistan, just the India-Pakistan contest. The value of each spot for an India-Pakistan game is 40% over and above the normal value that is allocated for 10-second spots. So you can imagine the value of this product called the India-Pakistan match, and it goes on. It becomes higher year on year, and this time around, it is this one match that many fans and even broadcasters have been looking forward to. Unlike the 3 matches that were played in Asia Cup, for now in the ICC T20 World Cup's 2026 edition, we were of the opinion, we were aware that only one match will be played in the league stage between India and Pakistan. Of course, we don't know whether Pakistan reaches the next stage of the tournament and there is another India-Pakistan clash. But this one match was billed as the key match of the tournament. Of course, when you look at the contest may not be that great. The scoreline stands at 7-1. There may be better contests, when you consider cricketing rivals, India, Australia, or India, England. But when you consider it just as a clash, a marquee clash of the arch rivals, this is the premium product.
Aditya, Bangladesh just a smokescreen, isn't it? It's just an excuse.
Well, absolutely, Vedika. We've seen time and again Pakistan creating excuses against India. We saw recently when Mohsin Naqvi actually stole the cup and did not have the decency to be a leader and deliver that cup, hand it over to India, the rightful winner. And this time around, Pakistan trying to interfere again in the ICC proceedings. I mean, no particular cricket team, be it Pakistan or anybody, can dictate terms to the ICC on how the matches need to function and who will play against which. There is a pooling system in place. There is, rules and regulations of the ICC. But this time around, it's not even the PCB. Imagine it is the Pakistan government taking a call on behalf of the PCP. At a time when Balochistan is burning, at a time when there's a security nightmare in Pakistan and Asim Munir is not under control, one would have expected the Pakistan Prime Minister to take care of its own citizens instead of meddling into waters that is clearly not his mandate. But the Pakistan government taking a call, the PCP not even officially responding to ICC yet, but they have taken a call not to play on 15th of Feb. This is, of course, resonating the kind of geopolitical tensions that we have had with Bangladesh and Pakistan. But initially we saw Pakistan, trying to motivate Bangladesh team not to play in India, and now Pakistan themselves are saying they will not play against India. It's clearly politics taking over the sport. Unfortunately for Pakistan, that has not shown the sportsmanship spirit.
Let's bring in Atul, let's bring in Vedam as well. Atul, ICC has rules. Pakistan can't cherry pick its opponents, the ones they want to play and the ones they don't want to play.
Well, we can discuss this till the cows come home, but the writing on the wall is that they don't care. They have decided that they will burn down their house to get some warmth, and I think they're just toppling the world cricket order. Because I don't understand this. This is hypocritical, puritanical garbage they're dishing out. Because, this is just to spite India, then you are damaging yourself. What about, just forget about the financial loss, because as it is, they owe money to the whole world. They'll again go out with a begging bowl and get some more aid and charity. And yesterday even, Asim Munir has said that, their head hangs in shame when they go out looking for money. And on top of this, when the whole country is burning with Baluch problem and all that, they come out with this. And what will they gain? I mean, they know that ICC will just not allow them to bypass India game unless they're sure that they will. Or what happens if they proceed to the semi-finals or finals and they have to play India again? They can say no to that also. So ICC will not stand by this, and they will have to either kick them out today. And what will happen if ICC says, okay, Bangladesh, come back and play now? I mean, imagine the egg on the face but they are not thinking correctly on these lines. The sanctity of the whole concept. And, you know, I mean, there is a lot of backlash for India, Indian cricketers also, BCCI also, when India plays Pakistan. But we are more sensible, we are more mature. We understand that just to be in the ecosystem of world sporting, the world sporting infrastructure, we have to keep on doing this because we are wanting to host tournaments in the future also. We are part of the thing. So we just suffer and grin and bear the match we have to play against Pakistan. We'll not shake hands with them. I think that is what has miffed them a lot.
Exactly.
And I think Bangladeshi, for that point of view, till about a couple of decades ago, they were butchered by these Pakistanis. And India have saved them. And now they have become like this. So, chuhe kha ke billi haj ko chali. And, good luck to them.
I mean, Vedam, we can keep talking about this issue. There's so much to discuss. But do you see this as a self-goal? Why did Pakistan have to do this literally on the eve of the T20 World Cup? They could have done this earlier. There were other options. India did play against Pakistan, didn't we, in the Asia Cup? We went ahead with it, with riders, of course. How do you see this controversy? And do you call this a self-goal when it comes to Pakistan?
I don't call it a self-goal, but I would call it a deliberate attempt to sabotage the tournament. Because so late in the day, you want to do this. It's a sabotage. First, they worked with Bangladesh to ensure that Bangladesh pulled out. And now they want to pull out at the last minute. You can understand if that pulled out maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. Just like India said, we will not go to Pakistan to play the Asia Cup and the matches were shifted. They haven't done that. They waited till the last minute to announce this. So what they're doing is they're sabotaging an ICC tournament. It's not an Indian tournament. It's an ICC tournament. And the IPL was an Indian tournament. So I think Bangladesh have got confused and Pakistan also has got confused. They think they can arm twist, but they have not understood the logistics at all. Pakistan really understands only one thing now. Wherever they have played India, including the under-19 tournament just yesterday, they have lost. So losing 2 points, they think they are going to lose 2 points. Anyway, they have lost 2 points. Like Rika Roy said earlier, you have to take a lot of other things into consideration, especially when $500 million are involved. The spirit of the game is involved, and of course, the telecast right. Even the next time when you go for telecast right, you have to sell these key matches. Nobody is going to pay money to watch Bangladesh play against, let's say, West Indies or Bangladesh play against Ireland. They are going to pay for India versus Pakistan matches, England versus Australia, those kind of matches. And those are the marquee matches which the television channels also sell, and that's the money ICC gets. And ICC is able to distribute various monies to various countries because of that kind of money that they raise. So if Pakistan thinks they're going to cut India's nose, fight their own face, they're completely stupid and they're going to lose big time.
So who loses? The broadcasters lose. A lot of people losing when it comes to this decision by Pakistan. But I think the biggest jolt will be to Pakistan. We're going to talk now about the road ahead in terms of the ICC. Sources telling NDTV that within the next 48 hours, the ICC will be holding a meeting on this. Boria Mazumdar also joining us on Breaking Ground at this point. Boria, a very good afternoon. What's the ICC's game plan now?
This Pakistan situation has become very, very serious. From what I understand from having spoken to multiple sources, multiple member boards, administrators within the ICC, former administrators as well, the ICC is mulling all kinds of action now because they feel that India, for example, played the Asia Cup clearly to protect the interests of global cricket. There were other associate nations involved who make a lot, their entire cricket runs with the money that is provided by India-Pakistan games. For India, it doesn't matter. The BCCI has enough and more money. But these associate member countries are dependent. So what Pakistan is doing is it is sabotaging entire global cricket. It is sabotaging the ICC. It's sabotaging the interests of the associate nations and it is harming the interests of global cricket. As a result, all of these member boards are now united. From what I understand, back channel talks are on since last night and every kind of action is being mulled against Pakistan the moment the PCB formally responds to the ICC and tells its decision of boycotting the India game on the 15th.
Okay, do stay with me. I'll come back to you. But I want our viewers to understand the financial impact of these games. We're going to get you some numbers. We're going to do a bit of number crunching before we go back to both Atul, Vedam, as well as Rika and Aditya at this point. Let's just put our graphics out for you to understand the financial impact. The match value stands at 500 million USD. That's a whopping number we're talking about. Now, let's talk about the broadcaster loss in terms of this game not being played between Pakistan and India. If you could go to the next page of this graphics here. Now, the broadcaster loss is the advertising revenue hit, which is 300 crore rupees. That's a staggering amount. Per match cost is 138.7 crore rupees. Now, when you talk about ad rates when it comes to T20 India-Pakistan match, it's 25 to 40 lakh rupees per 10 seconds of ads. These are all revenues that we're talking about. The immediate loss, both to India as well as Pakistan, is 200 crore rupees. Let me put that question even to Rika at this point. Rika, I think while Pakistan was even, mulling this as an option, going to that extreme, can they afford these losses is the biggest question.
One, none of the stakeholders can afford these losses. Interesting numbers you showed our viewers. I also have to tell our viewers that this 138 crore rupees that you're talking about per match is the value of each match in this ICC rights cycle. So when we talk about this India-Pakistan match, ICC will get this money because all these matches are insured. At the moment, ICC will not be impacted. But who will be impacted? The broadcaster. They will not get their returns through the advertising revenue. And what will then happen? It'll have a domino effect. It'll have an impact on the next rights cycle. Mr. Naqvi is not understanding that he is handing over a tool to the broadcasters to negotiate further, who've already told the ICC that they want a rebate on the money that they're paying the ICC in this rights cycle, because this kind of valuation is not sustainable. And if cricket doesn't get the money, then the cricket ecosystem cannot be sustained. Money cannot go to, all the major nations, the Big 12, also the other associate cricket nations. Then how will the game sustain if money doesn't come in? Big tournaments cannot be sustained. And, Mr. Naqvi here really is playing with fire. He understands the implications, the financial implications that is going to hit not just Pakistan, but world cricket here. You see, if the broadcasters don't get the revenue and if they do not pay back to ICC, then none of the nation stands to benefit. And that is why, it is critical at this point that, they come to the negotiation table with ICC and there is some sort of a negotiation between Pakistan and ICC. And let
me put that question to Boria. Taking off from where you've left, Rika, Boria, I want to understand from you what could happen next. What are the possible scenarios?
What I'm being told is over the next 48 hours, there will be an ICC board meeting. In fact, they're saying it could be as early as Tuesday or maybe Wednesday, maximum Thursday. So all the kind of, back channel talks and negotiations are on. Every board is kind of miffed with this Pakistan call. There will be an ICC board meeting in which the decision will be taken as to what is the way forward. But one thing is for certain, all of the member boards, every member board within the ICC is now seeing through this acutely political stand of trying to politicize the game and use geopolitics. And direct government intervention is not something international sport ever tolerates. That is ground enough to create a suspension for Pakistan. However much that Pakistan will say it was a government call, the announcement was actually made by the government of Pakistan and not the cricket board. So this is direct government intervention, direct government interference in the running of a sports body. And I don't think Pakistan will be able to avoid sanctions this time around, and severe sanctions from the ICC.
Vedam, you want to add to that? What do you think will happen in the next 48 hours? This is in a way on the eve of the games. How do you expect this to play out now that ICC's come out with that very strong statement and we're being told that they will be holding a meeting in the next 48 hours?
To understand the gravity of this, this tournament is part of the 2024 to 2027 revenue. That is the bid made by the various television channels. Now, out of this, Pakistan actually gets $35 million. So the $500 million and $35 million don't make sense at all. Of course, India makes $230 million out of this. But Pakistan makes 35 million, close to 35 million. It's 34 point something million dollars. So even if they lose out that money, and let's not forget that $35 million is virtually half of the revenue that they get in any case. So they're going to lose out that. And there's no point just cutting out 2 points from them. It might have happened earlier, but let's not forget that the World Cup became ICC events only after 2007. It became ICC events. Till then, it belonged to particular countries. So when West Indies and Australia boycotted the Sri Lanka event, that time it was done by PhilCom, that is Pakistan, India, and Sri Lanka. So the loss was actually to the broadcaster and over here in the subcontinent. But now it's a loss to the ICC. So sabotage is done by Pakistan to the ICC, and ICC has to come down hard. It's not a question of just getting 2 points out of them. Anyway, they would have lost 2 points losing to India. The thing is, you have to meet them where it hurts. And where it hurts is the financial implications. First, they have to deduct this entire revenue, which is 50%, and then get after the PSL and get after even tours. As it is, Bangladesh have made, I think, only one tour to Australia. And Pakistan also, the way they're Babar Azam and Rizwan were treated in the Big Bash, Pakistan also is a losing side, really. And it's a question of time before they don't draw any attention, either through sponsorship or through their playing games.
Coming to you now, all eyes will be on ICC's decision. This is going to be an important decision because they have to lay the rules down for any country now, given what Pakistan has done. But do you see this as a case of sour grapes? Do you see this as the PCB chief who's been smarting, who's been sulking over what happened at the Asia Cup, wanting to get back, wanting to be in the headlines, wanting to create a bit of a stir ahead of the games?
Is it for me?
Yeah, that's for you, Atul. That's for you.
See, I tell you what, now we all know that, the regime in Pakistan, the ruling regime, the military and the cricket board is the same person. So I think now they don't even care. Now you can, tell that whatever loss they are ready for this. They know that it is going to be happening. The financial catastrophe is apparent. And now they think, but what benefit? I fail to understand because they were signatories to this hybrid model. When India didn't go to Pakistan, we played in Dubai, and that's to say they said, okay, we'll also not come to India. We'll play in a neutral country, and that's how come Sri Lanka was chosen. And now just to backtrack from there and just put everything and the whole apple cart in jeopardy is miffing people, as Boria rightly put. And I think they have resigned themselves to the fact that they will lose money. But from here on, the cricket will completely die in Pakistan because they're still not recovered since Sri Lankan cricketers were attacked in Pakistan a few decades ago. And then still, that's why the Pakistan cricket team, if you see, have not risen from that. And now the basic point is they are, eyeballing the whole world cricket in spite of their team not doing anything. Their team is not the contenders for anything, and I think the team was doing well. Imagine what we would have gone through. But anyway, I think this Pakistan-India match has to, in my view, has to come down in esteem with the fans also, because it's time now that we don't give it too much importance. Even in India, fans have gotten bored of Indian cricketers beating Pakistani cricketers again and again. And I think probably this could be the factor also.
I like how Vedam is smiling there when you say that, because I agree with you somewhere down the line. I'm going to come back to both of you in a moment from now. Before that, we have some big questions lined up as well. All of them, of course, dealing with what Pakistan has come out with, its announcement. I want to put them here for you on our wall here for you to understand those big questions. The first is the timing of it all. Why now? Why has Pakistan chosen to do this now at a time when there are few days left for the T20 tournament to begin? That's the first question we have. Is Bangladesh the real reason or just a smokescreen? That's the first question I had put to Aditya Rajkol right at the top. Is this just a mere excuse to see how they can create a lot of challenges for the ICC, for Team India at this point? If ICC rules apply to all, why does Pakistan only think that they can cherry pick their opponents? That's the third question we have. Shouldn't ICC impose penalties for a pullout without rule-based grounds? There's no reason based on the ICC rules that they should pull out. So shouldn't penalties also be a part of it, which we'll come to know in the next 48 hours once that ICC meeting happens? Who pays the price, viewers? Players, fans, or credibility of world cricket? That's going to be my last question to Atul as well as Vedam. But before that, Boria standing by. Boria, what is the PCB thinking and what's its way out of this mess that they have created themselves? I see it as a self-goal in many ways. Vedam differs, but what do you think is the way out, if at all? Boria.
What is the Pakistani game plan? The Pakistani game plan is quite shrewd and cunning. They will say that it is government directive. It is the government's call and the Pakistan Cricket Board has nothing to do with this. If the government says this, like the government of India did not give India permission to play in Pakistan, they played in Dubai. What can the PCB do? They are helpless in face of government intervention. It will not cut the ice, and I'll tell you why. In the case of India, they did not want to play in Pakistan because of security reasons, but they did play in Dubai. In this case, there are no security reasons in Sri Lanka. If there were security reasons in Sri Lanka, Pakistan would not have travelled to Sri Lanka, but they are travelling to Sri Lanka. They will play the rest of the games in Sri Lanka, so the security argument falls flat. Number two, what I'm being told is if you're boycotting India, you could have boycotted the Under-19 World Cup as well. You played India in Zimbabwe in the Under-19 World Cup. You lost to India. So this whole argument that we are not going to play India in ICC tournaments also falls flat. So every argument that Pakistan could have given that, we don't want to play India, there is a security issue, everything falls flat in this case. They are travelling to Sri Lanka. That is where the match is. There are no security threats there. You have not boycotted India in the Under-19. And finally, this connecting India to this Baloch thing is not something that has gone down well with the Indian establishment at all. So be very, very sure that serious sanctions are coming Pakistan's way, and this time they've pushed the thing too far.
Do you think the global cricket fraternity is going to react to this?
Finally, I will say this. I think Pakistan has played the political card a bit too far here. I mean, it is an acutely politicized situation. Mohsin Naqvi is a politician first and an administrator later. Pakistan cricket has been sacrificed. I think the ICC will suspend them. The ICC might even bar them from playing this tournament. The ICC is mulling barring them from playing international cricket. There could be bilateral tours which are totally stopped. There could be players not given no objection certificate, which means the PSL will come to a standstill, or the PSL will have no leg to stand on. The penalties could be imposed. Pakistan's share of the ICC revenue could be stopped. So every kind of sanction, including suspension from international cricket, is being discussed or mulled over by the ICC. Do not rule anything past ICC because, as I said, the Pakistan cricket establishment has pushed it too far. This is direct government interference, and ICC understands that it's a tactic for force majeure, which I don't think will work with the ICC this time round. Even if they go to CAS, I am told that Pakistan will have a very slim chance there. So this has become a really grave situation.
All right, Vedam and Atul, before I let you go, I've been told I don't have any more time on this segment, but I want to understand from you, who pays the price along with Pakistan? Is it the players at large, the fans, or the credibility of world cricket? Vedam, just a one-sentence answer.
Actually, it's all. It's not just any one, it's all. But
right.
I think the biggest loser will be Pakistan.
Okay, and Atul, for you?
Yeah, I think there's a silver lining for us. I think we were just there's a lot of heartburn when India plays Pakistan in the fans that we have. Why are they playing against Pakistan? So I think Pakistan is helping India to get themselves ostracized from world cricket altogether.
All right, thank you for joining me on Breaking Ground.